Guys, what's up? This is Damien. I'm doing a real quick video today on how dating apps are changing and is cold approach going to come back. Dating apps are changing and I think it could be really good for men because we've reached a point where guys are completely dependent on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge just to meet women. They're getting frustrated by it. So, is cold approach actually going to make a comeback? The first point I'd like to make is dating apps aren't giving us what they need, right? Not giving us what we need. A lot of guys are spending hours getting matches and going on dates that actually didn't go anywhere, having conversations that die and dates cancel. And eventually you'll start thinking, what's wrong with me, right? But sometimes the problem isn't you. Maybe the environment itself isn't necessarily designed to create a genuine connection. The second point I'd like to get across is cold approach gives you something apps can't, right? When you cold approach somebody in real life, you're not only developing charisma and confidence, you're learning how to express yourself freely despite, you know, the need for something. You're learning to become your true self and you get to see her personality, her energy, and her body language. It's easier to assess this person for compatibility, right? And she also gets to experience you without having to text. So it's a win win situation. So the third point I'd like to get across is but cold approach isn't about game. And this is where I think a lot of guys get it wrong. They hear cold approach and immediately think that you need some crazy opener, some technique, or some, psychological trick. You don't. You actually don't. The hardest part of being comfortable enough with yourself to walk up and start a conversation and see what happens, right? That is the hardest part. So I've been doing cold approach for years, and one thing I've realized is that the more focused you are on getting a result, the worse you actually tend to perform. You're not really talking to the woman anymore. You're trying to make something happen. So, with dating apps changing and women getting more frustrated with online dating, and men too, I think we're going to see more men looking towards meeting women in real life again. And honestly, I think that's a good thing because cold approach isn't about learning how to manipulate women, it's about learning how to connect with someone in the real world. If you want to get better at that, that's exactly what I'm building in my coaching, right? So I'll leave my link to my school community in my comment section, or you can find the link in my bio. I'll be out with another video tomorrow. Thanks, guys.